What's going on, everybody? John Ramdeen and Robin Black with you here in our FN studios. Bellator going down February 18th. Is that Saturday? Yeah, February 18th. The main event, a tremendous battle. Former UFC fighter Matt Mitrione, now a Bellator fighter, taking on one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, the action fighter, the Russian champion Fedor Emelianenko. This is a great fight. I know in the past you've had an issue with Fedor, but you seem to turn the corner.
Yeah, I realized, I always loved the guy's right hand. I loved the timing on the right hand combined with the coldness, the cold, analytical, able to express in any moment that powerful right hand with this beautiful timing. Somehow, when I was less educated, I thought, oh, all he's got is those two things. Then the more you started to understand fighting, the more you see how beautiful that is. When a guy can win a fight with a jab and a low kick and he can beat everybody in the world.
Is that the Conor approach kind of now?
Yeah, it's just understanding that Fedor had a guard at heavyweight, and there were other things, but when you are so good that all you need to do is be calm and calculated and land the timing of the beautiful right hand, you should show that perfection all the time. So I have a much deeper appreciation for how great he is and was. And at the time, there's sometimes you have this, you're suspicious kind of thing, and you realize that is an unevolved way to think. And I now really appreciate Fedor, and it's sad because now he's in his older years, and you still hope that timing is there. Mitrione is a big dude, 250 plus pounds in some fights. And can he shut that guy off? He shut off some big dudes, but he's older.
One of the things we talk about is how the game has changed, and you and I have had the luxury of calling debuting fighters that have a lot of promise. Some of these fighters started in the amateur ranks, then they cut their teeth in the grassroots professional ranks. They get themselves a few victories, whether that's 4-0, 10-0, whatever the number is, and then they migrate to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Matt Mitrione, essentially born in the fire. Mixed martial arts debut with the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Is that good or is that bad?
That's a great question, and it's hard to answer because there will be great value out of that, and then you will be missing some things out of that as well. Depending on how his sort of stress levels, his cortisol levels, and his body reacts to that. Because if he never got to the point where it was a little less stressful, that stress level may be always there in every fight. He never able to manage it. But at the same time, you started off right in there and you proved it from day one, and so it helps confidence a certain amount. It's a very interesting thought, and it will be very hard to be able to really know the answer to that, because even if you can ask the fighter, he's only one man, so he can't compare the experience of having fought on the lower levels to it. He has only his singular experience, so it's very difficult, but it's a very interesting thought. This will be the biggest, the heaviest, weight-wise, not physical weight, but the weight of the fight that he's ever faced. A lot of pressure on him, and we'll see how he does. He's had moments in fights where he's just looked so awesome. Unbelievably awesome. I just did a breakdown with Travis Brown, and we looked at Derek Lewis's, they're fighting in the main event this weekend in Halifax, this Sunday, and we were looking at some of his old fights and at Lewis. And when Travis Brown fought Matt Mitrione, he outfought him and everything, but he outthought him too. He was a little more evolved with his strategies and ideas of tricking Mitrione. If that was one night, or if Mitrione really is at that level and hasn't, evolved as much as you would think, then Fedor's a hard fight to fight. I've heard Mitrione do commentary as well. He's got a fairly simplistic understanding of the game when you see the way.
Shouldn't he have that?
Maybe. At heavyweight, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Until you fight Stipe or Overeem. You know what I mean? Somebody who has a very complex, Verdum, somebody who, Travis Brown, who is very highly intelligent, somebody who has a complicated understanding of the game and the many layers of the game. They can take you into places you don't understand. Can Fedor do that?
The luxury that Matt Mitrione has, of course, he's trained with some of the biggest camps out there, but his guy is one of my guys in mixed martial arts history, Chris Lytle. So when you can rely on somebody with that much information and toughness, and has been in huge fights and faced the most dangerous fighters on the planet, what information do you believe Lytle is giving Matt Mitrione?
You're right, man. That is a powerful thing. If you watch Pancrase on this network, we had Lytle fighting in fights where he was probably a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and liked to punch people and went in and fought the best guys in Japan that he knew nothing about. So by the time we saw Fight of the Night Lytle in the UFC, his experience was so high. And he can, just being around somebody like that, just gauging their calm nature, it rubs off on you for sure. He is a very valuable tool, a very valuable asset.
Do you believe that Matt Mitrione approaches this fight, uses genetic gifts, fight tall, a lot of kicks from the outside, a lot of jabs? As you pointed out, let's have a simplistic approach against Fedor because we just don't know how fast he can close distance. He dropped Tim Sylvia. Tim Sylvia is 6'10". He can get in very quickly. I understand that's a long time ago. So are you just banking on the fact that you have an older Fedor that's going to be slowed down? Or are you really just going to play the game of, look, we're here to win, and we're here to get a win over Fedor?
Yeah. What's the game, though? Like, what is the right game? There are some elements, and it's hard to prepare for them, and you see them when they happen. Derek Brunson prepared to go in and spank Anderson Silva, but then, like, it's hard to know what to do against somebody with these weapons when you believe how dangerous they are.
And the myth?
Yeah, and the myth. And you want to talk about the myth of Fedor, man. You got to deal, and then you get in there. So what you can't do is, it's just bullshit. It's nothing. And then you get, oh my God, I feel it. It's Fedor. You can't have that. But it's hard to prepare for that. And then keep it simple. Get our jab going. Boom, overhand right over top. Get a kick going. Bam, bam, overhand leg.
Exactly.
So what do I do? I mean, and what sometimes your reaction, so you might have come in programmed to do what we got to do, to draw that out, get inside of it, so when it hits us in the soft part of the arm, not in the hard bony part, in the soft part, and get to his body. But then that becomes scary. So you think you're better off to stay on the outside. And the outside, they're just gauging, and that's what Brunson did. That's what often happens in these situations. Something Matt Mitrione has to be prepared for is his own read on the situation and his own reaction to his own read.
A very exciting heavyweight tilt. Bellator goes down this Saturday night. Fedor Emelianenko taking on Matt Mitrione.